Hello and welcome to Big Sky 35 Gaming. Get off my lawn, all that stuff. I'm trying to think about my name a little bit on this one. Uh, did a little hunting already today, being Saturday morning, 6/1. I think I missed y'all last week and I need to get some stuff up. Just trying to figure out how I want to do things. Still taking small steps in this community. Uh, Need to think about what I want to do, but I talked about it. All this Xbox 360, even I got kind of caught up with it a little bit. Showed off quite a bit of 360 stuff, but I don't think I picked up anything 360 ish. Uh, Let me just start with stopped at my local Goodwill. It's a huge Goodwill. It has two sides. It has the buy it by a pound side, and then it has the regular store. The regular store is not that big. They didn't even have movies. It's got nicer electronics, and it's a Goodwill. It's like the only Goodwill I see games at in my area. So this is what I picked up. I showed you before. I picked up stuff at Goodwill. Uh, so nothing was over five, and I had two games that were $3, including this 3DS, uh, Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Um, so in box, finding 3DS or DS games in box, uh, tough to do. Really happy to find that. And also, I've been looking for 3DS. I have a 2DS that I bought on at a closeout store, store that was closing out, not a store that's a closeout store. So I got a really good deal. That and some DS and 3DS. But not all 3DSs play on there. I got to get more memory, I think, from what I've been reading. I had the card. I just got to put it in, but I think I still want to get a 3DS. I really like. I love my PSP. Um, I love my Switch. I really like the handheld, like taking them on trips and stuff, or whenever you have a few minutes downtime. If I know it's gonna be slow at work, we're just kind of just wasting time. It's always good just to pull out, play about 15, 20 minutes of something and just move it along. I've been kind of looking at the PlayStation Backbone for the same thing. Let me know about that if you have that or not. Use it on your hotspot on your phone. I would get the one that comes with the screen to use my phone as a hotspot. But let me stop blabbering. The other $3 game was Mag PS3. And here's the thing: the PS3 and Xbox 360 is kind of like probably my favorite era of gaming. PS2 and Xbox took it to a new level, and then I think 360 and PS3 just kind of blew it out the park with games. Even like shovelware games are pretty good. Uh, it looks like somebody like I used to be shooter slash game sports gamer, but I've been trying to branch out. I've really starting to like. I've always since Assassin's Creed I started liking stories, and even the early not Call of Duty, SOCOM games got me into story games. To break away from the sports games, even though I'm looking forward to the NCAA football game coming out. That just brings back so many memories. But Mag, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, no booklet or nothing. The actual case, the game is tight. It doesn't even look like it was played. Uh, I don't know much about this game, but $3. I was like, sure, looks good. I'll take a chance on it. And I already have a pretty good amount of games I really like to play on the PS3. I don't have hundreds and hundreds, but I probably got a good 20, 25 games that I enjoy to play. But like to get more. I did get a couple I love golf games, so I got the Tiger Woods PGA Tour 12 Masters, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 13, and I'm almost, I don't know if I have these or not. $5 each. I was like, because I haven't got, I've been putting in my, I have a an app that I've been using to put my games on, and I just haven't got that far. I just started putting in my PS2 last night. So I have my PS4, PS5 stuff, Switch, and Dreamcast, because that's what I usually shop for. But, you know, this one I knew I didn't have. Battlefield 3, the limited edition one. I think this has like all the like downloadables again. Very, very tight. Books, all kinds of stuff in here for the limited edition. Rainbow Six Vegas. You know, but again, these don't even look like they're really played. $5 each. Rainbow Six Siege Year 2 Gold Edition. It's even got the download thing in there. I'll see if it works. I doubt it. But again, it no fingerprints on them. I doubt the Goodwill has a buffer machine, but it might. It might. So then I went to I'll do well, I went to a because I'm not just about video games, Star Wars stuff. So there's an actual antique mall all over the place down here. I went to 2 or 3 this morning. I went to a couple yesterday in a toy store. Toy store was all right. A couple of people having an off-color discussion up front was kind of off-putting, and they had their pigs so packed with stuff it was hard to look through things. I was not happy with that. They had 2 things I wish I would have got, but I'm over it already. That's just how I am. But then I went to another one. I went to an antique store up the street that has a Star Wars store in it and quite a few like antique toy stuff in there. And always when I'm in that area, I stop by there. I haven't been in a while, but I saw this and I just had to pick it up. And then I'll show you something that did make me happy when I got home. So this is what Jack Porkins. I didn't even know his first name until I saw this package. I knew it was Porkins. I know he's been in some of the I don't know if he's been in the books, but into the comic books and stuff. But when I got home and I looked at it when I was there, it was almost like this was opened and then put back. And I wasn't too happy about that. Got me. They got me. I didn't pay a lot for it at all, like $7, I think. So I bought these 2 items, and that was it. I think just these 2 items. Oh, and 2 loose. So I'll show you what I got. I got that. I just wanted to show that quickly. Wasn't too happy with that. I did have this one. Very happy with this. I have not seen this Return of the Jedi one. I have another one with his helmet off, but this is before I got one right when he's dying look to him. This is not. This is the throne room duel, but I don't know why his helmet is off. There's only 2 times his helmet is off, and that's when he's in his chamber getting revitalized, whatever is happening there, his sleep chamber, I guess. And then at the end of Return of the Jedi. And then I got 2 more troopers, actually sergeants. Well, these are desert troopers. So with this on there, so I like to get troopers, trying to build a battalion. So every time I see them, they're affordable, $5, $6. They went up. You used to be able to pick them up for $1 or $2, but now loose they're like 5 or 6. And two different sellers, not the same seller as those either. So that tells you it was 3 different sellers that were selling Star Wars stuff. One has a huge area. One has and the other 2 has a variety of things. But yeah, I picked up the Stormtroopers. Then I went to Walmart. I've been talking about Walmart, Walmart.com and also their store. So whenever I'm in a area, I go to see what movies they have that are cheap, and video games and figures. You're not going to find cheap figures, but whatever new figures that are out, they have the Batman Super Friends, the McFarlane line, the newer line. I've been there's a couple of a Batman figure and a couple of the vehicles. I think I missed out on those now. I can't find the Batman. They had the Batmobile for the Super Friends from the early 70s one. Which was the Super Friends, but the Batman just doesn't look right. And it's supposed to be gimmicking the actual toys from the 70s. I just don't know about it. I don't really like the look of it. So I've been laying off of it. And the Batmobile itself. It just, I don't know. I have the Super Friends on DVD, but I've been laying off of those. But enough of that. I did pick up this right here. I have just a regular TIE Fighter, but this is the Special Forces TIE Fighter. I believe this one was shown off in Rebels, if I'm not mistaken. And I know comic books and books have this in there as well. Reading the TIE Fighter Squadron now books, so pretty cool. But I did get 2 games from there. Saints Row. I went to one place yesterday and one today. Saints Row, $20 for the PS5. I was like, it was. I've been watching things, and I've heard it's not that bad. I will take a swing at it. You know what I'm saying? I've never played a Saints Row, and backlog, take a shot at it. This was listed at $20, so that one was in a case. This one, some Walmarts I go to, they're all in a case. This one other one I go to, some of them are in a case. They have a middle case with all of the ones that are marked down in it. Plus, you look around in the regular cases, and they got stuff marked down. They're no longer $10 cheaper when stuff is released, but they cut their prices fast. It's nice too, but it's funny because I found the AEW wrestling game for $10, and they haven't even snuffed that yet. So I got this PS4 Battlefield 2042. So a lot of shoot games today, a lot of shooters. That's what kind of shooters is what got me out of the sports. At one time when I was younger, I played like Tomb Raider. When I got out of the cartridges, and when I got into PlayStation and stuff, when the games had a little bit more depth to them, I did try, the Tomb Raiders and some other games. But me and my friends just went right back to playing sports games or fighters. And then when I moved for a while, he got me into shooters. They got me back when they went online, I was playing the story, and that got me back into story games. So the shooters got me back kind of on track. And now I never was an RPG, and then some of those Assassin's Creed have those elements and stuff. So I'm trying to widen my field. And then, so that was Walmart. My last stop for the weekend. Actually, Friday, I got off work Friday early. Not much going on. In the afternoon, I finally had a weekend off. So I was like, I'm going to go enjoy myself for the weekend. And that's what I did. So I got 3 games from this place called McKay's. First, another PS3. During the Xbox 360 PS3 days, I was an Xbox 360 guy. I turned to PS3 with the Red Ring of Death and haven't really turned back since then. Because when they came out with the next Xbox, it said you couldn't trade in games and all that stuff at first. But I like this type of game. It's kind of like Heavy Rain, all that stuff from the way it looks to me. What I can relate to it's kind of like when you talk about story-driven games, this is exactly what this is. LA Noire. Never played it when it came out. Always wanted to. Just never, you can't get everything. And now, I've been back in. Well, I've always been some type of game player. But now, probably in the last 4-5 years is when I started trying to pick up games that I didn't get to. It's not so much nostalgia for me. Some of it is nostalgia. Just like I said, NCAA. I picked up a Nintendo Wrestling a while back. When I pick up Nintendo and Atari, those are systems I got rid of. So when I get stuff, it is kind of nostalgia. Now, I'll still, when my dad comes or my mom comes over, I'll hook up Atari. I love playing Atari with them because that's kind of nostalgic for me. We all grew, my parents love it. And then I got an NES. I was never really big in NES. I keep talking and stuff, showing stuff, but I want y'all to get to know me, what I'm into. And then and then my first system I paid for myself was a PS1, and I couldn't afford a lot of systems. So, and I always wanted the Sega Dreamcast. Always. I got a Sega. I had a Sega Genesis. That was my first system I paid for myself. That's right. Sega Genesis, then PS1. I'm sorry. Never got the Tower of Power, never got the Dreamcast, and I thought the Dreamcast was awesome. I feel like it was ahead of its time. Looking back, I think it was better playing games now than the PS1. I could be wrong, but most likely I am. But Soul Fighters, never heard of this game. It was in there in the case. Beautiful case. And this place will refurbish the game or reclean, but you could tell no buffing on that. This jewel case is in perfect condition. Doesn't even look like it was not sealed, but man, it's crisp. It's crispy. And I did trade in and stuff and I'll show you everything that I got. A voucher. So all of this, I traded in stuff and didn't pay a dime. So that's how I did it this time. And I'm going for the Dreamcast North American. I might reach out and get some other stuff for it, but I don't know yet. And this one is the Grinch. I loved the Grinch every year growing up. I'm not a big fan of the Jim Carrey version of it. The cartoon original, I'm an OG, man. I grew up with that stuff. I love Winnie the Pooh. I was looking at they had the Fox and Robin Hood. Loved that as a kid. It just brings back great memories. Another one, didn't buff it, just beautiful. This game is so crisp. The dog looks really close to the cartoon dog. It's got one crack on the back, but for the jewel case itself, nice. Until I start dropping things. Awesome. Can't wait to throw these in my Dreamcast. I have my Dreamcast set up to a CRT. Play it that way. Love it. So I did get some pops. I am digging pops. It was kind of a female day for the old pops for me. And this is all I'll show. I got two starting lineups for the sports side. But you probably don't care about that. You might. If you do, check me out on my other channel, Big Sky 35. So Batgirl from the Knights of Gotham Knights. The game is a little bit, you do have to grind a little bit in it. But once I started learning the fighting, I still don't quite understand all the RPG elements and all that, because I didn't see where it did anything. I understand like there was different parts of the city. One part used electric, so you didn't want to use water. You wanted to use fire or something else, and then there was another that was fire. You wanted to use water. It was that type of thing, um, but and it took me almost to the end to figure that part out. But I still, I'm not. I don't have any. I tried to watch. I did not get it. Didn't need it. I beat it without it. And I think I got not 100. I didn't find everything, but like side quests and stuff, I didn't have anything. I just didn't find all the collectibles. So this one here was this one was not in the markdown bin, but I could tell this was one that somebody opened and then put back in. The thing is puffy. So Catwoman for the Batman animated series. So thought that was a pretty cool Catwoman. I am a huge Batman 66. Even as a little kid, I had a crush on both of the ladies that played Catwoman back then. When you saw them in on this episode or whatever, as a 6-year-old, yeah, and Batgirl was special too. But yeah, Catwoman was really special. And then here's the Bombshell Catwoman. This was in the discount. I think I paid like $6 for this one. So I do like the DC Bombshells. I was even looking if somebody could tell me too, like in the Disney dolls, is Rey and Princess Leia like now considered princesses for them? I saw like a Ren doll that would look like it was in that, but I didn't see like Ahsoka, or any of the other ones, because I was kind of looking for that. I think that would be pretty cool to add into my Star Wars stuff. But that's just a little bit added to my collection for this week. Now I want to get to playing some stuff. I hate to say it, I keep putting on Fortnite. Do not like the new season, even though I've won several no zero build playing time, even Friday night when there's a lot of 12-year-olds that can kick my butt on there. I kind of figured out my little way of beating it, and that's to stay out of the cars, make it tough for them to stay in the rocky areas where it's tough for them to use the cars against me, and stay on the high ground. And if I can get distance on them and start beating up on the cars early, and start knocking down their health and finding, at least getting the drum hookups for my gun so I can unleash a lot of and blow up the bombs on the missile arrows. Those two things, and the hand gloves. So I those three things. I'm not even carrying. They don't have snipers, but they have DMRs, which is I was using them as snipers before they were snipers, as long as I had a good ops on them. So I'm fine with that. So I just try to keep health for the end, and stay high and stay behind stuff. So it's
harder to get to me. That's my way. If anybody cares, I know Fortnite. I think Fortnite. Somebody's playing it. A lot of people say they don't, but there's a ton of people that are. And I think it's the dirty secret of the industry. You have more people that will say they're playing Valorant or Call of Duty or anything, but they won't say they're playing Fortnite. But somebody's playing it. It is always some. You're not waiting for games. So that's always funny to me. And I'm an open book. You can ask me whatever within reason, right? But when it comes to gaming and collecting the stuff, I'm not ashamed. I just showed you 3 female pops, and I had a crush as a 6-year-old on Catwoman. I still do. The last Batman to Catwoman was hot in that too. You know, so I started collecting Harley Quinn. But Batman's my favorite comic book, always has been as a kid. It's led me to DC. I like more DC, darker content than Marvel trying to be funny. Uh, that's just how I am. I do like Deadpool. Hawk wasn't too bad. Um, they just the humor just kind of sometimes not needed. I rather just I like the darker DC stuff now. So they've even made Aquaman cool. So until next time, like, share, tell a friend, and we'll see ya.